Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. A Pogba swap deal is possible. Now it says Real Madrid will reject Manchester United's offer to swap Pogba for Raphael Varane. Now Manchester United have opened up talks with Raphael Varane's agent, because it said that Raphael Varane's agents wanted to meet with Manchester United this week, because it said Varane has chosen the Premier League over PSG. Raphael Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension at Real Madrid. Now, not so long ago, we had a £50 million bid turned down for Raphael Varane. Real Madrid are demanding £80 million. Real Madrid believe that Raphael Varane has already agreed a transfer to Man United. Now, the other week, he said that Real Madrid lowered their asking price for Raphael Varane. He said they was willing to accept around £52 million. And he said Man United offered Varane a salary that Real Madrid cannot match. It was €12 million a year, which equates to just over 10 million in pounds sterling. But Varane has refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that not so long ago. Before the Euros, Varane spoke out on his future. Towards the end of last season, Real Madrid rejected a £40 million bid. But was it last week? Reports from Spain said that Varane didn't want to come to Manchester United. He said he wanted to go to PSG, so he wanted to make a return to France. Now, we went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We was also prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. But he'd be a great signing for Manchester United. You know, Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. If he came to Man United, he'd complement Harry Maguire very, very well in our back line. He's highly experienced. He's got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. Being a long-serving player at Real Madrid, he's been with them now over 10 years and he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. I'd certainly prefer Varane to Sergio Ramos. The reason is because Varane is much younger. Varane's like 28 years of age and Sergio Ramos is 35. Manchester United have made contact with Sergio Ramos. Reports from Spain said that Ramos could secure a transfer to Man United this summer. Ramos broke down in tears not so long ago in his farewell speech. Real Madrid officially confirmed that Sergio Ramos is leaving as a free agent after 16 years. He'll officially leave on the 1st of July when his contract expires. There's also been talks of a Paul Pogba and Cristiano Ronaldo swap deal. I presume all United fans would take Cristiano Ronaldo back at the club, despite him being the age of 36. Now, it said not so long ago that Man United offered Cristiano Ronaldo a 2-year contract worth £17 million a year That equates to £330,000 a week. But yeah, Ronaldo could make a sensational return to Man United. Solskjaer privately rates Cristiano Ronaldo as the best player he's ever played alongside. And the Glazers have held talks with Jorge Mendes, who's Cristiano Ronaldo's agent. Now, Ronaldo's been at Juventus for like 3 years or so now. His current contract with Juventus expires next year. Juventus paid £100 million for him from Real Madrid back in 2018. Cristiano Ronaldo is regarded as one of the best players in the world. He's won like 32 major trophies in his playing career, and he's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. Now, we had Ronaldo from 2003 to 2009. When he was with us, he won 3 Premier League titles. He won the Champions League. He won the FA Cup. He won the League Cup, didn't he? And he won the FIFA Club World Cup. We paid just £12 million for him from Sporting Lisbon back in 2003. We sold him to Real Madrid for £80 million back in 2009, so we gained like a £68 million profit. Now, Manchester United are set to make Paul Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player, with a 5-year contract worth £104 million. Doesn't that equate to around £500,000 a week? We fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Solskjaer came out not so long ago and said he's hopeful that Paul Pogba will stay and sign a new contract. Pogba not so long ago insisted that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United, but Sky Sports News said that Man United opened talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. I think Pogba would be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Pogba recently said that he has more freedom with France than Manchester United. And he set a goal target for next season. Now, Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. PSG have recently been in for him. PSG recently stepped up their interest. You know, PSG want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. Mini Oriola, who's Pogba's agent, he's held talks with PSG's president. And Kim Pembe says that Paul Pogba would be welcome to PSG. Former club Juventus have been in for him. Barcelona have been in for Pogba before, and so too with Inter Milan. I think we've said we want around £72 million if we are to sell Paul Pogba in this summer transfer window. As it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's endured 5 seasons at the football club since he rejoined. But I want Pogba to stay for next season because we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. You know, he does bring creativity to the team, and in quite a few games last season, Pogba played in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. At one point, Pogba had a thigh injury and he was out for a while, and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Mini Oriola obviously did a lot of talking last season. He did come out and say that he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. He also came out and criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. He also said last season that he had no intentions of destabilising his client's season at Man United. And he made an admission saying that he was working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. Because Mini Oriola doesn't really have a good relationship with Man United. He has been criticised a lot. And he made an announcement back in December last year regarding Pogba, and Solskjaer was furious with Mini Oriola's announcement. Now, you know the news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Man United have been told to pay a take it or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. Borussia Dortmund want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they go on pre-season on the 23rd of July. Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Sancho. The agent fees have also been agreed, and a 5-year contract has been agreed. We just need to come to an agreement now on an actual fee. I don't think we're willing to pay any more than 80 million for Sancho. Now, we recently made an improved bid for Sancho. It was 75 million plus add-ons. We had an opening offer of £67 million rejected. Fabrizio Romano said not so long ago, all parties involved in Man United's pursuit of Sancho are confident a deal will be agreed. We are confident of completing the transfer of Sancho this summer. At one point, we was round 11 million short of Jadon Sancho's valuation, and Borussia Dortmund, was it last week, believed that Woodward is willing to pay Sancho's 80 million asking price. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants 4 more signings when Sancho to Man United is official. We've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so it has been a long-running transfer saga, but there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. Fabrizio Romano spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. Dortmund have lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Last summer, Dortmund's valuation was £108 million, and we was reluctant to meet that valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. The Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and the contracts had been agreed, and Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, but we missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But Sancho will be a great signing for us. He's enjoyed 4 years at Dortmund. He's under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2023, and Dortmund paid just £7 million to him from Man City back in 2017. Pau Torres, he's on our agenda. The Manchester Evening News said yesterday that Manchester United are making progress to sign Pau Torres. And Man United are working on the Pau Torres deal. A deal for Pau Torres is unlikely to be finalised until after the Euros. Pau Torres has a €60 million release clause and he's under contract with Villarreal until 2024. He's been at Villarreal for a long time, came up their academy. As you all know, Solskjaer wants to strengthen up in 4 positions. We want a striker, we want a right winger, we want a defensive midfielder, and we want a centre-half. Solskjaer wants Man United to make around 4 signings in order for us to challenge for the Premier League title next season. And I'm convinced we can challenge for the Premier League title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. Yeah, and Solskjaer should get the backing he deserves in this summer transfer window, reflecting on what the board said. Because I think it was just before the window opened, the board said they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings, despite the Europa League final loss. And obviously Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. And he's obviously promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. So he's giving him financial backing. By the way, that fans forum was his first attendance in like 15, 16 years. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford last season. The Glazers have been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The Glazers have been at Man United for around 16 years now, and they bought the club for $500 million back in 2005. Don't forget, towards the end of last season, the Glazers were planning to ditch the Champions League for the European Super League. Obviously, the Glazers did apologise last season for that. And not so long ago, we had our financial results. Our debt has risen up to like 443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise. It said just before the summer transfer window opened that Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. We are going to offload players in this summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Daniel James, he could be on his way out of Manchester United. You know what? Daniel James didn't get in our team for a long time, and then all of a sudden there was a period where he got his way back into the team. We got Daniel James in a deal worth £18 million from Swansea. There's a good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. It says Man United are looking to sell Martial. We've put him up for sale. Solskjaer said he's fed up with Anthony Martial's poor attitude. A lot of United fans want him to be sold because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. Now, Duncan Castles, who's a journalist and he's close to Man United, he said not so long ago that Martial was offered to Real Madrid. Martial's agent is looking to move him away from the club. A season-long loan with an option to buy has been proposed. Martial's been at Man United for 6 years. He scored 78 goals in 258 games in all competitions. And he's under contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's had 2 good seasons at Man United. He was good in his debut season under Van Gaal, and he was good the season before last. At one point, Solskjaer gave him that number 9 shirt. Martial was out with a knee injury for a while last season. Juan Mata, I think we should offload him in this summer transfer window. Whether we do or not, I do not know, because not so long ago it said that Man United offered Juan Mata a 1-year contract with a wage reduction from his last contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. Solskjaer said at the end of last season that no decision has been made on Juan Mata's future. No, Juan Mata doesn't really get in our 11, and my element of concern about him, he's lost that yard of pace and he doesn't really get into our team. You know, Juan Mata can play as a number 10, you can also put him on the right hand side. The first part of last season, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Juan Mata's been at Man United 7 years. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. Donny van der Beek, I think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload him. I think we need to offload him because he hasn't been given enough opportunities at Manchester United. Van der Beek has made 36 appearances in all competitions. Most of the appearances come from the bench. I recall him starting 4 games in the league last season. Now, Solskjaer's actually decided to sell Donny van der Beek, and he's set the exit price. It's £25 million. Barcelona recently... No, sorry. Donny van der Beek recently said he wants to go to Barcelona to end his Manchester United misery. Arsenal not so long ago made contact with Man United over the future of Donny van der Beek. You know, Arsenal and Man United have done business with each other before. Not so long ago it said that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future, and he got ruled out of the Euros through injury. You know, we got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Nemanja Matic, I think there's a chance we'll offload him in this summer transfer window because he's not one of our first choice midfielders. But despite that, still gets his chances. But I've always had my reservations about him because he's always been a static player and he's aging up. Matic has been at Man United over 4 years now. Got him for £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Alex Telles, I think we should offload him in this summer transfer window because quite clearly he's not getting enough opportunities, is he? You know, when we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but obviously hasn't happened. But in some of the games he was involved, you know, I thought he was quite consistent. We got Telles in a deal worth, 15.4 million from Porto. Brandon Williams, I think we should loan him out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities because Williams seldom plays for Man United. He's our third choice left back. I think we definitely need to offload Phil Jones because he's always been inconsistent, doesn't get in our 11, and he was out of injury for a while. Phil Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Jones has been long serving. He's endured 10 years now at Manchester United. We need to offload Delors permanently. We need to offload Andres Pereira permanently. You know, Delors out on loan with AC Milan and Andres Pereira's out on loan with Lazio. I think we need to get rid of Lingard permanently, but Lingard may be staying at Man United now. Jesse Lingard has demanded regular game time. Lingard had a meeting with Solskjaer not so long ago and told him that he wants to stay at Manchester United. And I think we need to offload David De Gea. but we may not, because not so long ago De Gea said he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one for next season. There's a lot of players that will stay at Man United, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Obviously, next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. You know, next season will be Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager, because so far he's endured 2 full seasons. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for 30 months, which is over 2 years. I'd say next season Solskjaer has got to win a trophy if he is to remain Manchester United manager. If things start to go wrong next season, then I think there's a good chance he will be sacked. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer isn't the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Obviously, there has been some Man United fans demanding Ole out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. But I presume there's still a lot of United fans that are Ole in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Solskjaer has just under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. The reason Solskjaer's still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked now. But before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells at Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. And his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He only endured a short tenure with Cardiff. Like I said though, I do have my concerns about Ole, but there's also a lot of positives regarding Ole as well, like I've gone through with you before. I think Solskjaer's done a good job, you know, to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.